Former Levi Strauss Company brand president Jennifer Sey joins me now. Jennifer, thanks for being here. Shoppers increased spending this year despite higher prices. What do you make of that?
I think they're feeling optimistic about the future. They feel bullish. People spend money when they're hopeful and optimistic about the future. They're feeling good about their prospects as we round the corner into 2025 and they're spending money. I do think it's noteworthy, though, that some of the bigger brands, some of the established brands, Nike, for instance, just reported very weak quarterly earnings. And so I think it's evidence that consumers just have more options than ever before. They're voting with their dollars. They're voting for their values with their dollars. And some of the bigger, very established brands are the ones struggling, even with all this upside.
You know, according to a new survey, 36% of Americans took on holiday debt this year. That's normal, totaling an average of $1,181. That's actually up a little bit from last year's debt. Also, I noticed that 50%, or close to half of Americans, actually were carrying balances on their credit cards from last Christmas. Is this a bit of a troubling trend?
Well, I think it's a troubling trend that's been happening for quite some time. But again, I think, this year's increased spending is reflective of people's optimism about the future, about their prospects, their ability to make more money and pay down that debt. But I do think we need to, as a country and as individuals, get that under control.
Well, with that said, I want to move on to this subject. It's outrage this morning as Algerian Olympic boxer Imane Khelif is named among the top 3 female athletes of 2024 by the Associated Press. Khelif qualified for the Paris Olympics, but then the gender was called into question following a disqualification from the 2023 championships. I mean, bottom line, Jennifer, should this athlete have been in the top 3 of this list? And should this athlete have competed on the women's side of boxing?
No, this is a male. There are medical reports confirming that this is a male. This is a male that should not be competing and winning gold in women's boxing. And it's really, a black eye, I would say, for women's sports that the AP is sticking with this woke nonsense long after we're sort of calling it quits. Although I do think we have a long way to go. But the AP nominating a male to be one of the top 3 female athletes of 2024 is evidence, I think, that we have a long way to go in kind of overcoming DEI and wokeness. It's firmly embedded in media, in our corporate culture, in companies and universities, and I think we all need to push back with the full force culturally that this has been thrust upon us. Vote with your dollars. Read and follow and watch media that reports the truth and doesn't further lies like this. And again, vote for brands. That is evidence. When consumers vote, it's evidence that people want the truth and not the lies.
Do you think, I know you say there's a long way to go yet, but do you think there's some progress being made that, clearly a male dominating female sports cannot be right?
It isn't right, but how did this happen? There was a second male that also won gold at the Olympics in women's boxing, and now he is being awarded he's being awarded with this nomination. So yes, I agree with you. The wind is against our backs, but I think we shouldn't be complacent and think it's, that Trump is going to wave a magic wand and it's all going to go away. We, the people, need to stand up and raise our voices.
Well, that's a good place to leave it right there. Jennifer Sey, lovely to see you. And thank you, as always, for taking the time to talk to us.
Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays to you, too. Thank you so much.